I came up from the blocks, banging flaming Glocks. My name it rang a lot. Gorilla, orangutan, I'm not. Them pages changed the plot. Stay dangerous, blazing shots. Now it's stay blameless. We rearranged our game for yacht.
And now we standing on them blocks, raincoat or.
I said we were asking different people what do you think that he's done that's wrong?
He's doing the same thing. Are you guys for Kanye West?
I stand with Kanye.
You're with Kanye.
Absolutely, he's our brother. Because
and you're okay with him wearing a a White Lives Matter shirt?
what was on the front of the shirt?
Well, the picture I saw was the back, not
right.
the front.
So it's like we read a book. You know, people always say you should read the Bible in context. People say, right, or read a book in context. So the front of the shirt had something, and the back of the shirt had something. Now, one of the message that Kanye had for us is that we got to be careful because the people that are out here that control everything, they control the media and they make things look certain ways. He told us this up front, right? So they didn't show the front of the shirt, they just showed the back of the shirt. The front of the shirt had Pope John Paul. Now, Pope John Paul was the Pope that went through and did what? He apologized for the atrocities of the church. So his overall message was, he was being sarcastic. White lives matter, but you apologize for what you did to us. That was the message of the shirt. But they're not going to show you the front of the shirt, they're only going to show you the back of the shirt. Because that's their goal, is to rile up his people against him. Now, he told us something else. He said that, white people, man, they'll have arguments. They'll not get along. They'll have drag out fights about things. But listen to me real quick. He said then, later on, they'll turn around and they'll do deals with each other in the same day. Yeah. But our people don't do that. We have arguments because they stick together and we don't ever stick together. We allow them to control our narrative. That's the point. And they're actually doing exactly what he said they were going to do.
I just think if he's trying to send a message,
he can't send the message. He can give them. He told us that we're the Jews. That's one message. Right.
Yes.
Right, because we're the people in the Bible. That's our people, not them. Right.
Okay. I see where you're getting at.
See what I'm saying?
But that's on a deep level. It's not that thinking is so deep. The average folk is not on that level of thinking.
Right, so he's giving them that because he has a platform to do it.
You cannot compete with the masses like that.
Anything is possible.
It's just not going to reach them. It's not going to reach them the way it should.
But I
think he could have chose another way to send the message.
But listen to this. We know that anything is possible with Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah.
Right, so we know that. But we also know that God said that his word would go to the four corners of the earth. What better way to do it? To use guys like us and to also use somebody who has that type of platform to let his people know who they are. Right. So we have to look at this thing all the way through. And he's giving us all the information. Kanye's giving it to us. But our people are rejected because they're not thinking.
Because I understand why he's hanging with Trump as opposed to. I mean, it's a little confusing.
So if he hung with Obama, would that be better? Because Obama didn't do anything for us.
That's not true.
Absolutely true.
That's not true.
Obama took care of women. Well, not women. He took care of homosexuals and health care.
No. See,
so
Obama is doing it to. The way Obama helps the black community is by coming down to their level to help them. Like he has boys' schools right now. He's mentoring young boys through college.
We have a lot of brothers that have that.
He comes down to them at their level
but
to help them.
He was the president.
He's the president of the United States. He's not the president of black.
So hold on. So he's the president of the United States, but he found a way to do something for the LGBTQ
He's
community.
doing a lot for black people.
Hey, hold on.
It's just not on the world
Is
stage.
the gay
The way
community?
he's helping
Is the gay community? Is that everybody in the United States?
No.
So he found a way to do something for a particular segment of people in the United States, but he didn't do nothing for us.
That's not true. The way he helps black people is not. It's not. The way he helps black people is you don't say it out loud. He does more for black people coming down at their level than having it announced on the news and all that kind of stuff.
I see that I see that as a people, we're more tied to the government than we ever have been. The one thing that I can say about Trump, I would prefer a devil that would be upfront about who he is. Trump at least didn't lie.
Right.
He was honest about who he was, so we knew what we were dealing with.
Oh, come on.
When we deal with Biden, we don't know what Biden is, but I do because I'm old enough to know what Biden did to people in my family by putting them in jail.
Right.
I know about Kamala also.
Excuse me.
See, we have to bring true information out. We can't deal with our feelings.
Your positions and all of that, but the way you're looking at, the way I look at it, I try to look at the big picture. Yes, individual groups need different types of help, but to me, in order to help the masses, you have to stabilize and help the country. To me, country
that's
and
my
party
point.
come first.
He didn't help the country. He helped the gay community with majority of their rights.
No.
Okay, I want you to think about something.
No.
I want you to think about something as you're walking away.
No.
Kamala, would you say Kamala is a black woman?
Kamala.
Would you say she's a black woman?
Yes.
Okay, I would tell you that she's not.
What do you mean?
She has a skin tone of a melanated woman, but who is her grandfather? Her great grandfather was the biggest slave trader in Jamaica. Kamala's mother goes back to an East Indian. So they've used her on the platform as the first Indian, the first woman of color, and the first black woman. They use her for whatever they want to use her for, and our people eat it up.
That may be so, but you have to start somewhere.
Now, Kamala also, in turn, got to start somewhere. So she started by making sure the majority of our people were put in jail in California. Same thing as Joe Biden.
I'm not saying people are perfect. People do things that
We
make
gotta stop.
mistakes.
We have to stop giving our enemies excuses.
Somewhere.
Right.
We have to stop giving our enemies excuses.
Okay.
I
I think the way
basically-
you're looking at it, I'm not making any excuses here for it, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying the approach on how to do things is wrong.
But the approach has to be say the truth.
No.
Read that.
You have to. How do I put this?
I'm gonna let you finish your thought. Go ahead.
No.
I'm gonna let you finish your thought.
I just think black people are focusing. I'm not saying what you're talking about is incorrect. I just think you're going about the wrong way of getting what you want.
But our people don't know, so they have to be told. That's the problem. Because you said it. You said, "Hey, this is some high level type stuff."
That's right.
But our people, but we can't say.
Level,
but listen. Our people are the smartest people in the world. So I can't say that my people won't understand it if I tell them. I gotta tell them. And that's what Kanye said. Look, we gotta tell our people, this is what they're doing. This is how they manipulated us. Why don't we do our own? And our people have a problem actually with him saying that we should do our own thing opposite them. Black Wall Street.
When you say do our own, what do you mean?
So one of the messages that Kanye has, the message is that the so-called Jewish community, right? They have a control on majority of the economy, not just here in America, but around the world. This is factual. This is not made up, right?
I know that.
Okay, so we know this. So now Kanye is letting us know. He said, "Hey, why in the world? If we have all the talent, and we have this and we have that, and I keep reading these contracts that our people have, and these contracts are crappy. They're taking all the money from us, and they're using our people, and they're getting majority and we're getting the least, but we're the ones that actually are the most talented in doing the work.
Yes, but you're sending your message the wrong way.
How is that sending my message the wrong way? How?
I just think you are.
The problem is that our people are too afraid to speak up.
No, that's not.
That is it.
No.
We have a Stockholm syndrome. I don't care about calling a white man a cracker.
Hey,
I don't care. That hurts your feelings.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it did, because you look like, oh shoot. Which cracker heard that? That cracker.
hey, sir.
He heard it.
Hey, sir.
Right? We can't be afraid to say the Jewish man has been using our people. We can't be afraid to say that.
Right.
Yeah, but you have to understand that we have to take some responsibility.
We do. We do.
They don't just. It's not like we're helpless and we can't do anything ourselves.
So if we're not helpless, then why are we allowing them to do that to us?
Why are we allowing them to do this to us?
Right? So listen to this. Listen to this.
What is the solution to that?
There we go. That's a great question. That is a great question. So let me get keeping the commandments, everlasting life. Right? Matthew. Yeah, Matthew 19. Right? Because ultimately the question you asked is perfect. What we need as a people is life. We're looking for an everlasting life. Right? We're looking for to get out of this hellhole that is America. America is not heaven for us. This is hell for our people. There's a small percentage of our people that do well, but the vast majority are at poverty levels in this country. I have the statistics to prove that. So listen to this.
Come on, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 16. It says, "And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments."
The first order of business that our people have to understand is that we have to keep the commandments of God. That's number one. Because within the commandments of God, it tells us to love one another. It doesn't tell us to love every person in the entire world. It tells the Israelites to love each other, follow the commandments. And how do we know this? Because the Jewish man has taken our book, and that's what he does.
Right.
So we have to take back our culture and now apply that culture to ourselves, which is what Kanye is saying. So listen to this. No. Son.
I still didn't hear an answer to my question.
I did give you an answer. You may not like the answer, but I'll try to give it to you a different way. Let me get right here, 16.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 16. And in that I command thee this day to love the Lord your God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply, and the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Right, so keeping the commandments, that is the first order of business. It's to be born again, for us to come back to who we are as a people and keep the commandments of God. That's the first order of business. Because Kanye is telling us that that's what they're doing to an extent. But
for us to come back to where we started, or where we're as a people, or to ground, we would have to, the whole America full of black people would have to come together and say, let's go back to Africa.
No.
And then find your culture and teach your children and create your own independence.
Okay. So hold on. So stop right there. I want to touch on all those points for you. Hold on. Listen. It will. Let me give you. You made like 3 different points. Hold on, sister.
You have to grab your people, take them back.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to do that.
No. For what you want.
Hold on, sister. You want me to answer? You want me to answer that for you? Let me answer it for you. You're saying that, okay, if that's the case, then we gotta get everybody together, go back to Africa, then figure out the culture, so forth and so on. Let me get that in Baruch. Yep.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me,
Right.
because it is a stiff-necked people.
The first thing is that our people are stiff-necked, hard-headed, don't want to listen. No. You can listen to this. Listen to this.
But in the Slovakia, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities.
Were our people in captivity in this land, in slavery in this land? Were black people in slavery in America?
Yes, it's no.
This is not
we
hard.
were. But I'm just saying we're not in slavery.
I'm asking you. Sister. I'm asking you.
Kicked open.
Sister, what doors have been kicked open?
And the door we want to kick open.
Oh, so you kicked open the Jewish man's door and took over the record labels?
You don't.
Hold on. You kicked open the doors of the United States government, and now we control the government.
Right.
Let me simplify this. You're in their world, right? And
This is my point. This is exactly my point. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You speak.
You didn't let me finish, but go ahead.
You're in their world, right?
So why can't it be my world?
I'm coming to that.
Oh, go ahead, sister.
Okay.
Go ahead,
let me
sister.
finish.
Go ahead.
So
You got me fiery right now. I love you though. Go ahead.
so if you're in a world that you don't consider your own, but you want to pave your own way, right? You want to pave out your way, right? You want to pave out a place for yourself, right?
I don't want to carve out a place for myself in America. I want to control the entire world.
That's right.
And this is literally what Kanye is saying, that our people think so small, is that we think with a slave mentality.
Exactly.
That I gotta find a little segment of America and I have to just accept that. No, I want the world.
Right.
I want the people that did what they did and continue to do to my people. I want them to now feel it, and I want to take over society. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Right? If you got a slave mentality, then you're going to think to yourself that you can only have a segment of America. Right? The Jewish man didn't come to America and say, just let me get a segment of America. He said, no, I want all of America.
Right.
And matter of fact, I'm going to control all the banks around the world.
Right.
And when you need whatever you need, you're going to come to me.
Mm.
That's what he said.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him I will give power over the nations.
We're trying to get power over the nations.